Hi friends, my name's Clee. Welcome to my channel. I talk about all things cPTSD, recovery, healing from childhood, complex trauma, from an experiential point of view, from an experienced point of view as someone who's studied and researched a lot because I have needed to for myself, and I'm still on that journey. So I say everything I say take everything I say with a pinch of salt. I don't know you and your experience, but I have learnt a lot through others sharing theirs, and I think that's really healing, from learning from people who aren't experts according to their certifications and degrees, but we're experts because we know from an embodied understanding, and I believe that's what we need more of. We need more of embodied understanding, and yes, secondarily, I think a theoretical understanding from a scientific perspective, from collating of people's experiences is important too, but I think uncompromisingly we have to have experienced these things ourselves. So that is where I come from, and I am coming to you today from about to go into B&Q to buy some more boxes as we're moving and packing up. Today's the last day of packing, and tomorrow we move everything into storage. And I do not recommend moving when you're trying to heal from things. I do not recommend moving to another country where you don't even know where you're living beyond 3 months. Highly don't recommend it. Although I will say, life is directing. It forces me to give things up and surrender, and it forces me to listen to my body, because my body's saying, this is fucking hell, don't do it. And I know I can't do it for very long, and it's no longer a choice to follow. I've got a pattern of just following men, and this is no longer an option. I can't. I have a very short moment in me left, and then I'm gonna have to, I have so many moments of breakdown where I say, like, I feel like I'm gonna die. And it's not an exaggeration. I literally can't take another step forward. I can't re-engage as much I can't re-engage coaching. I can't re-engage things in my life until I have a settled internal system, which requires also a settled experience around me. So non-negotiables there, that I haven't been taught, I'm learning these for myself experientially. And the other thing I wanted to say is that I've had so many ups and downs in the last few months. Good God, I've had so many ups and downs, and I couldn't tell you why. I couldn't tell you that it's because of my hormones, although it's definitely partly from my hormones. I couldn't tell you that it's just the amount of sunlight I'm getting, but I suspect it's quite a big deal, part of it. I couldn't tell you if it's because I'm living in my hometown that I grew up in, near all my family, which means I feel very triggered often, but I also feel very supported by other family members and friends, and reconnecting and spending more time, prolonged periods of time, often with people I've known 20 years. And there's something about those relationships that is just inexplicably regulating and feels so good. And it's not like those relationships are perfect. I definitely have some friends in the States who I feel a lot more me with in some ways. I can express in a lot of what I'm interested in and what I talk about, and what I talk about here. People seem to be, there's other parts of my life where people seem to be way more interested in my gifts and in helping me hone my gifts and engage in those things. Like, I'm pretty sure I have some clairsentience or clair knowings. I know shit. I know shit that I don't know why I know. I feel things in my body. I knew when my brother was getting a cat, but I didn't know he was getting a cat. I had a couple of days where I was like, oh my God, I have to get a cat. I'm not that bothered about getting a cat, but I had 2 days where I was like Googling, where can I get a kitten? What vaccinations do they need? What are they, I was all like my whole being was like, I need to get a cat. And after 2 days, it passed. 4 days after that, I learned that my brother got a cat over those 2 days. I know I have have understandings and experiences that I can't fully explain, and that my family haven't got any interest in. They are not interested in supporting me and helping me and in questioning me, but there's other people who do, and I want to be close to them, but I also want to be close to people who that I can rely on. So there's a lot of different things, different variables going on in my life. You know, food and diet, that's a huge variable. How safe I feel around my husband, which has got, I won't say nothing to do with how he actually is, but he's not dangerous. He's absolutely not dangerous, but my system can interpret him as dangerous sometimes, and not dangerous, but like scary, like I can't feel my full feelings, and that's again not him, it's me. And so being around someone all the time, sometimes I wish I was living alone so that I could be, I had more time to just listen to myself. And then I have those moments sometimes and I feel good. I feel weird, and then I feel good, and then I feel weird. And there are so many things that have been changing. You know, we were in winter, we're coming out of winter. We were in Tenerife for a couple of weeks. Christmas was a bit hard for me. My birthday was hard. Triggers left, right and center. I have therapy very often. Sometimes my therapist is away, so I feel a little bit less safe there. Sometimes something in my body flares up, and that's difficult, and that sends me into a spiral. So I'm very unregulated, but there's also all sorts of other things going on. And so I kind of wanted to say that it's really impossible to find one reason why everything is not okay or is how it is. And I know that for me personally, I'm always looking for an answer. I'm always looking for how, like I had a really good week the other week. I had my period, my cycles are like really long, consistently really long. Had my period, felt amazing for a week. Like, oh my God, I'm an actual normal human being. My thoughts aren't controlling me. My emotions aren't constantly being triggered. I'm not angry and irritated all the time. I was eating really well, moving better, taking risks, taking chances on really interesting things, like having momentum, being open and having boundaries. And for like 10 days, a week to 10 days, and then bang, like it's gone. Like I just don't have it. And this is not, if you're watching this, you'll know what I mean. It's not because I've chosen this. It's not anything that I'm consciously choosing or not choosing to do. It's just I had capacity and now I don't. And navigating what I need to figure it out. But it's really frustrating and complicated because there's so many things going on. It's, you know, very physical hormones and what's going on in my body, which is tied to the nervous system, which is tied onto what's going on outside, which is tied to food, which is tied to plans that I'm making and things that I feel like I need to do or can't do, and just so many different things. So yes, I know I am still searching to figure it out, and part of me sees that as pointless, but I'm not in control of whether I try or not. And there's another video that I want to make about not wanting to feel responsible and putting off choice, and perhaps taking spiritual teachings and using them to avoid responsibility. But there is also a sense of like, I'm not choosing lots of my life, partly because it's all chosen by by a load of different things, whether it's all these unconscious programmings that are really hard to overcome when you're really scared and you can't override them when you're actually not in a safe position, kind of safe, not safe. And then shaming yourself like I just did internally. I'm like, well, you don't live in Iran or in Palestine, so like you are safe, but like I'm not safe enough to really let the healing happen now. And now we're uprooting again. And so like there's so many different layers of shame, of stability and instability, nervous system regulation, feeling a sense of meaning or purpose, and whether that's real or not, I don't know. But it's okay that it's a lot, because ultimately I don't think we'll ever find the answers to everything. We can't, no one person will ever be able to hold that, and that's okay. I don't think we're supposed to. I don't think that's the game that we're sent here to play, is understanding all of life. But I don't know if we are sent here to play any game. I don't know. These are words, and I think I always come to this conclusion of I don't fucking know anything. This is an animal who has learned to say words and speak and use this mouth and this brain to communicate ideas. And now I'm speaking to just a phone in a car park, and you are listening to this, and that's fucking mental. But I don't know that that's going to happen. I have no idea that that's going to happen. I don't really know. I'm just here doing this. I don't really know anything, but there are moments where it feels like things need to be and want to be said, and feels weird to know that, and I don't know, it gets existential. I probably don't need to go in existential. I need to go and buy boxes and pack things, and that's just what's happening. So yeah, trying to find the variables, trying to find the common denominators in why we feel how we feel and how it's working can be really useful, and it can send you fucking mental. It can send you into more stuckness, more trying to figure it out. And actually, I think if you're watching this, there's a good fucking chance that what we really need to do is feel our feelings, feel safe to feel our feelings, and not say that and make ourselves wrong because it's hard right now and because we don't feel able and safe to. That's fine. I'm not saying we are supposed to feel our feelings right now. I have been doing this work for 10 years. I've known this, what I'm telling you, for 5-6 years, and I'm still really at the beginning of learning this thing. I know that the key is to be able to feel my feelings more consistently, openly, and it's not to do that we have to feel safe. It's really important to feel safe, to remove what's unsafe, and to have safety in all sorts of different ways. People, places, jobs, money. We can do what we can do, but it's so important. It's really it. And so when I say don't overanalyze why what's happening is happening, because it doesn't fucking make a blind bit of difference. I think we were just programmed that if we understood, then it'll be better, and it won't be. Understanding doesn't make it better. It helps, it moves us along the path. It might make us feel valid for feeling what we feel in order to feel it. Maybe we need that to reverse engineer it, but we don't. It's not what will free us. So there are so many variables about why we feel the way we do. So many things we don't even know. So in many ways, there's no point trying, and you can't control you can't really control whether you try to analyze, whether you try to stop analyzing or not. It's not that, even that's not really in our control. But when we seem to be aware of these things, that seems to do something. So happy to be part of your day if you're here watching today, and take good care of yourself. Bye.